Hi everyone, welcome back to the Dirt Nerds YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk Bristol. They put dirt on it. Is it good? Is it bad? What's going to happen? Stay tuned. Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Elliott again with the Dirt Nerds podcast. Today I want to talk about Bristol. They put dirt on Bristol. We saw some dirt racing happening, which I guess it's all dirt racing if you think about it. But anyway, true dirt cars on Bristol last week. This week was NASCAR's turn to do their first dirt race since like 1979, I think. All we've seen so far is a couple practice sessions. As I speak, they just canceled it and it's supposed to happen on Monday now. Due to time and timing, I figured, hey, let's do a little preview video, see if I'm right, wrong, indifferent, how close, how far off I am with some concerns that may be out there. First of all, NASCAR was supposed to have this race for the trucks and the Cup Series. They had one practice session, and to NASCAR's credit, there's nothing you can do about the weather. All dirt races that have ever happened, weather's a pain in the ass, no matter what. The conditions they were handed Saturday night into Sunday, nothing they can do about that. Record rain, flooding everywhere, it's a pain in the ass. I don't care if it was a true dirt car event, it still would not be ideal for an event. So to get that out of the way, can't totally throw NASCAR under the bus for anything related to the schedule and trying to race a race. We saw yesterday, Saturday, they started the truck heat races. They got one lap in before they had to red flag it. The big concern, which many dirt race fans, drivers, media, anyone could have told them, is windshields are a bad idea. Yes, the practice session earlier in the day Friday was successful because the track could be dry. The weather was well enough for the track to, get run in, slick off as we call it in the dirt racing world. Therefore, no mud, no clods, nothing like that flying around to get stuck on your grill or your windshield. Obviously in dirt track racing, we don't have windshields. We have some rock guards, some bars, and that's about it. You have tear-offs on your visor to tear off as mud collects, so you can see going forward. So all we saw was a couple practice sessions for the Cup cars and the trucks on a super dry slick surface earlier in the day, on Friday, and a few things came out of that. One thing, NASCAR had to change their format a little bit because tires. For those of you who aren't familiar with dirt racing, we run primarily Hoosiers. It's a brand based in Indiana, a couple other places, huge in the dirt racing world. Sprint cars, late models, modifieds, stock cars, all kinds of classes, different compounds. Hoosier is a specific company really good at creating dirt racing tires. Goodyear said we're creating this dirt racing tire. Here it is, boys, have at it. After only 20 laps, we started seeing tires fall apart on the Cup and truck stuff. That's kind of a huge deal, big deal. The lap, they're trying to go 150, 250 laps, whatever it is for the, races on Monday now. That's the big question. Will the tires hold up? I know a big thing with NASCAR is you can't touch the tires, alter the tires, right? You can scrub them or you put them on sticker. If you're not familiar with dirt racing, we do a thing called grooving and siping. So there's little cuts you make across the tire called sipes. Those help release heat, keep your tire so it stays together, doesn't blister or wear apart like the ones in NASCAR we're using. The big thing with the NASCAR trucks and Cup is those cars and trucks aren't made for dirt racing. Now, any car can be raced on dirt, don't get me wrong, but those cars weigh so much more than we see on dirt. A late model weighs 2,300, 2,400 pounds. Sprint cars are 1,400 with a big wing, high horsepower, super low weight. NASCAR vehicles are not meant for that. When they're going into, especially to a high bank track like Bristol, they're putting all that weight on the right front. As you brake a car, turning left, not only does your weight go right, but it also goes to the front. So that right front's taking a lot of force. Obviously, there's lots of smart engineers working for these NASCAR teams. They look at that weight transfer, inertia, all that stuff we all love to learn in physics, right? The big thing those NASCAR vehicles are doing is transferring so much weight because they weigh like 3,400 pounds or more. So much weight gets transferred onto the right side tires and the right fronts. Without any relief in the tires to dissipate that heat, all it does is blister, chunk, and pull the tire apart. Goodyear has tried to make dirt tires for the dirt racing world before, and it's not gone very well the few times they've done it. Maybe years ago, I remember seeing some Goodyears, like before I was born, years ago. The latest time I remember Goodyear came into the sprint car and late model world, the tires were pretty well crap. Not to say they couldn't get there, but I think Goodyear has learned if you're going to be in that dirt racing world, you got to stay in that dirt racing world. You got to dedicate lots of time and lots of research to create a quality product. So anyway, with these cars racing on Monday, that dry, slick surface is the other thing. I get that they want that slick surface with the windshields because they can't afford to have mud clot up on the grills, for one thing, to overheat the vehicles. Again, cars not made to race on dirt. But the problem is when you run that dry, slick track, that also helps create heat. And depending on the driver, you get more wheel spin on that track, which is just like running sandpaper onto a tire, creating more friction, getting more heat into that tire. Without that heat relief of sipes and extra grooves, it blows apart. Like I said, the weather is nothing NASCAR can do anything about. But if they did have a heavier track with more moisture in it, those tires don't heat up as fast. Obviously, with Bristol being the way it is, maybe the racing's not very good because it could become single lane if it's tacky, in particular areas. If NASCAR could find a way to run cars on a wetter surface or a surface with more moisture, more grip in it, they would have some better luck with their tires. Cars could probably run a little longer. Got to figure out how to keep the radiators unplugged, but besides that, everything might work out pretty well. I like that NASCAR tries to do the dirt thing. It just feels like they maybe planned it and didn't really do the research, which sounds weird to say because they're a big company with lots of money, way more money than I have. But it feels like some things fell short as far as expectations and realities compared to what the planning procedure may have been. The other thing they could have done is have a dirt series of some kind, sanctioned cars, modified stockers, late models, have a class like that supporting the NASCAR race, simply for the fact that you can get those cars on a track with some grip to help dry it out. We saw with the Bristol Dirt Nationals, as quirky as some things that were, the track held up pretty well. Obviously, those kind of cars can race on a heavier surface to start out. As the day went on, surfaces got racier, dried out a little bit, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, hopefully the racing's well on Monday. Obviously, there's lots of water on the grounds of Bristol right now, lots of flooding everywhere in that area. Yeah, till then, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Hope everyone's doing well. We got some racing started in our area. We went racing the last 2 weeks. Mother Nature did cooperate a little bit. First week was a little chilly. Last night wasn't so bad, but we keep pushing on. Next week, we watch the All-Star Circuit of Champions over at our local Attica Raceway Park. So, hope everyone's doing well. If you haven't, get out to a race. If you can, take a friend, take a fan, someone new to the racetrack when you go. As always, stay dirty. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and we'll see you next time.